Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's Friday, and we all know what that means. Friday, Fright Night. Now this is a series that my good friend, the Horror Freak 85, created, where we watch a certain horror film based on a certain theme and do a review. And I've had a lot of fun with this. Now this week's theme is your year. The year that you were born. I had so much to choose from. It was a very good year in horror. The year that I was born was 1971. And yes, I know, I am older than dirt. But it was still a good year for horror. I was going through a list, trying to choose what I wanted to do, and then it was fairly obvious. The movie that I picked is one of my favorite series, one of my favorite collections, and it's the start of that collection. The film of which I speak is Tombs of the Blind Dead. Now, Tombs of the Blind Dead is a 1971 film, which, depending on which cut of the movie you watch, this actually has two cuts of the movie. The theatrical or US cut is 83 minutes, but of course, us horror fans usually never watch that. I have seen it before. It was the very first time I saw it, was the 83-minute one. But now, every time I watch it, I watch the 101-minute cut. And that's the foreign cut. Now this is done by Armando de Osorio, who unfortunately passed away on January the 13th, 2001, at the age of 82. Now, of course, he did the rest of the Blind Dead trilogy, or quadrilogy rather, which is, it starts out with Tombs of the Blind Dead, Return of the Evil Dead, The Ghost Galleon, and Flight of the Seagulls. He also did Fangs of the Living Dead, The Laura Lee's Grasp, and Night of the Sorcerers. Now this stars Lone Fleming as Betty Turner. She was in Escaping the Dead, Wax, and Demon with Child. It also stars Cesar Berner as Roger Whelan. He was in The Green Inferno. Not the new one, the original Green Inferno. And Maria Elena Arpin as Virginia White. And she was in Hunchback of the Morgue. Now this is a Spanish film, and I cannot recommend these enough. Here's the thing. These are out of print now, for the most part. You can still find some of them on Amazon. I know if you guys go into Hamilton Book, they did have Return of the Evil Dead for a pretty cheap price, and The Ghost Galleon for a pretty cheap price. But this is definitely out of print. They did it, Blue Underground did it two ways. They offered them as a set with just the discs and a like a oversized CD case or DVD case. They also used the coffin box, which unfortunately I never did get. I bought all these individually, but the coffin box is pretty cool. Not only does it look neat, but it comes with all four movies, plus a bonus DVD, which is a documentary about the director, Armando de Osorio, and a 40-page book, which I actually do have a line on, and I think I'm going to buy that, because I would like to learn a little bit more about the director himself. Now, a brief synopsis, because there's not really much to this movie. It's just so cool and atmospheric, and it just oozes typical horror atmosphere. Two girls who were friends in school kind of meet up. They're on holiday. They decide to go on a train ride. And I can't really remember where they're going. It always seems like it's immaterial to me because it's not where they end up. So the one girl brings a guy, which makes the other one jealous, and the one girl jumps off the train right where there are ruins, which seemed like a really cool destination spot. The only problem is you're not really supposed to go there because people who go there tend to never come back. And the reason being is because of these dudes right here. Now, the Blind Dead, although they're never called Templar Knights in the actual film itself, that's exactly what they are. They have the Ankh symbol on their chest, and they rise when the sun goes down. They are so cool, they are filmed so well, and I love these movies. They're just incredible. Incredibly atmospheric. I mean, it just drips atmosphere. Now, some interesting things about the film. The success of this film actually helped fuel the Spanish horror boom of the 70s. And George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead influenced this movie. Also, Adolfo Become's Gothic horror legend El Monte de las Animas also influenced this film. And I'm sure I butchered that. I'm very sorry. I don't really speak other languages, but yeah. This is a fantastic film. Like I said, I cannot recommend this enough. You do have to read subtitles, although if you watch the US version, you don't really have to. It is dubbed, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. Now, a couple other neat things, and these are just, one of them is actually on here. And I have to read this real quick. There is fly-by-night drive-in movie theater people used to try to tie movies together that had nothing to do with each other. There's actually an opening of the film as a special feature in this movie, which ties this movie to the Planet of the Apes because of the success of Planet of the Apes. I am not kidding. It is really funny. There's narration in the beginning, kind of trying to tie the stories together, although it makes no sense whatsoever. But it's really fun to watch. It's really fun to watch. And this is just a little personal side note. We have Monster Mania here in October. A couple years ago, my cousin went with me, and he dressed up as a dead Templar Knight. My cousin's really into fantasy and actually has that costume already. The only thing he had to do was buy a mask for his face. I wish I had some pictures. I think he has some on his computer. I'll have to get them from him, and maybe when I review one of the other movies, I'll put the pictures up. But we had such a good time, and people were asking to take pictures with him. It was just a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. Hopefully, he'll do that again this year when we go. Yeah, he doesn't really like horror. I've talked about my cousin a lot of times, but, you know, he and I just have a good time together, so. And he's one of my best friends ever in this world, or the next. So, yeah, that was just a little bit of a funny story. Of course, you have people who are nasty everywhere in life, it seems like. And they said he looked like he was a KKK member because of the way, you know, they kind of wear white hoods and white robes and all that. But they were just ignorant people and didn't know what they were talking about, so we kind of just dismissed them. But, yeah, just a side note. Very, very fun movie. And he actually loves these because he loves fantasy. Like I said, he doesn't like horror, but he loves these movies. He actually has these. And for someone who doesn't like horror to own the Blind Dead collection, I'm pretty proud of that. So, yeah. Check this one out, and definitely go and check out my friend, the Horror Freak 85, when we'll find out what he's doing this week, and the theme for next week. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.